Hi Capricorn, my name is Audrey Alison. Thank you for joining me for your July 2016 forecast for the month. What a beautiful month, especially for those of you looking for a relationship, looking for new intimacy. Let's just start it off, and thank you again for subscribing to the channel. I really appreciate your support. On Independence Day here in the Northern Hemisphere in the States, on the 4th of July, we have our new moon at 12 degrees of Cancer. And please watch your rising sign, Cap, because that would really be more accurate for your transits if you're lucky enough to know the time of your birth. However, our new moon at 12 degrees of Cancer will impact the solar 7th house for you of marriage, relationship, new partners, business partnerships, new connections with committed relationship. This is fabulous for marrying someone as well. There could be engagements as well as a wedding for some Capricorns already together around the 4th of July. You'll see a lot of weddings with the new moon in their marriage sector. That's a great time to marry when Mercury is direct. Actually, oh yeah, Mars will be direct by then. Yes, Mars is direct in July. Yay, energy. Okay, so on the 12th, we have Venus, planet of love and attraction, moving into Leo. Leo is heightened in a big way, as it usually is in July. So Venus in this sector through August 5th is in the 8th house, sex and intimacy and other people's money and shared resources. But Venus here, this is about connection and love and attraction and enhancing the sex in your relationship. And perhaps for those of you who've not been in relationship and not been intimate for a while, you'll feel the urging and the attraction to be more sexually active at this time. Now that Mars is direct, especially the men, the male Capricorns, because Mars governs you naturally, and you could have slowed down your pace a little bit the last 2 months. But with Venus entering this sector of Leo, which is romantic anyway, Venus and Leo, just love that. In the 8th house, though, for you. So that's like giddy up time. It's time to get it in action. But Mercury, the next day on the 13th, he can't stand the party going on without him, so he enters Leo as well. Through the 30th of July, though. So you have the 8th house impacted with the communications and the desire for communication with Mercury there and Venus conjunct. So that's beautiful energy for the Capricorns. We have our full moon in your sign this month. On the 19th, the full moon is at 27 degrees of Capricorn in your first house of self and body, bringing closure or an ending to a habit in the first house. How you're releasing something with the body, and maybe it is something you no longer need. Maybe you were already on a health routine and now it's coming to an end. You've completed it. So it could apply very differently, but there is an awareness with the full moon specifically for Capricorn. It's the only full moon you'll get in the year, and be aware on that day around the 19th. It's something needs to be seen here for you, Cappy, and I think it's going to pertain individually to everyone differently, especially when everyone's natal chart is different. But I think that there could be a solving of a mystery here. A whodunit. I don't know why I want to say that. And I actually see WHODUNNIT, whodunit. I have no idea what the hell that is. So some of you might be, you know those dinners, the mystery dinners that people do where there's like a murder? Sounding so crazy, but I just had like a vision of a whodunit and a long rectangular table with candle lights and people trying to figure out this mystery. So I'm not really sure, but that could apply to some of you out there. On the 22nd of July, the Sun enters Leo as well, conjunct Venus and Mercury. How spectacular. The Sun enters this sector every year through August 23rd. in the 8th house. So the life force himself, Capricorn, you'll be having some sex in July. I think that's unavoidable because of the happiness of the planets in this area. On the 30th, Mercury quickly changes sectors again into Virgo, but he'll remain in Virgo through the 7th of October. And this is the 9th house of education and foreign travel and your own belief system, which is really where I think this is going to hit Capricorn. What do you even believe in anymore? I think you've changed your policy somewhat, Capricorn, and that's perfectly fine. You go through stages of elevation. This retrograde occurs with Mercury at 29 degrees of Virgo, back to the 14-degree mark from August 30th, not July, but August 30th through September 22nd in this 9th house. So Mercury moves in on July 30th and then retrogrades a month later. He's there a long time. You are reviewing what you believe in. You're reviewing your studies for certifications and degrees that you need to get as well, Capricorn. And it's not a great time for foreign travel at all because of this retrograde hitting the 9th house of foreign travel. I would steer clear of travel mid-August through the end of September. Foreign travel. Local travel might be a little bit easier on you, short weekend trips in the car, but getting in a plane or getting in going on a cruise, you're going to run into some difficulty with the technical aspects of that, and it's hitting you in the exact sector of the foreign travel itself in a sign that's ruled by Mercury. So it's a little bit of a double whammy, triple whammy. So I'm just putting that out there in case those of you really heed the travel guidelines when it comes to planetary retrogrades. I'm going to get to the cards. I'm using my Steadfast Alchemical deck by Robert M. Place. This is the deck I will use if you book a reading with me. I've had this for decades, and it's a special limited edition deck. And let's see what comes up for Capricorn in July. As well, if you'd like to read with me personally, I'm at audreyalison.com. You can book with me. I read all through the week. This is my sole profession. So you would just select your PayPal order, and I will get back to you in an email. Okay. Five of Cups. So this is an emotional card. Some of you Capricorns are breaking free out of a position or a shelved situation, which is interesting. This card it's the first time I've ever used that expression when looking at this card, ever. A shelved situation. So something that you think was dead or sitting on the shelf or not active is either coming to life again, or there's a breaking of position. Perhaps some of you Capricorns have gotten out of relationship in order to get back into relationship because you have such a highlighted relationship this month. And maybe it's due to you being in the right place at the right time now. Let's see what else comes up. Queen of Swords. Why do I feel like I get this card a lot for Capricorn? This is an air sign female. This is Libra, Gemini, Aquarius energy. The Queen of Swords, it could be the person you're in a relationship with. It could be a part of yourself that is very sharp-minded and brilliant at speech, which is the Queen of Swords, the communicator, the lover, and the fighter. She's equally both. Let's see what else comes up. I wanted to say teacher and student just then, but that's not the original definition of the Queen of Swords. But something could be going on with Capricorn where there is a teacher-student situation, and the Queen of Swords is one of those to you. And you will learn from them regardless of the role, whether they're student or teacher. Three of Cups, friendship, support, trust, generosity. Who are your true friends? Maybe this is one of them. Maybe there was a breaking of position of some friendships. Friendships getting realigned for Capricorn. You have two final cards. I like this. Phoenix rising from the ashes. The Ten of Wands. You might have had some burdens to lift off your back, but you're going to end up in a new place. You're going to be rebirthed and revived because of this repositioning, Capricorn. And the Fool. So look at that. This isn't foolishness. This is a new adventure, a new voyage. See how he's blindfolded? He's taking a risk. He doesn't know, he doesn't see where he's going, but he's got his bunny at his feet. So maybe you and your pet are taking a risk in a new relationship, taking a risk in a relationship with a friend. Look at that. Vindicated because of it. This could apply in many different situations, but when I see these birds that start out flying in separate directions with the wings, and then I see this bird end up alone with even grander wings, some of you Capricorns have left relationships and will start new relationships. Some of you. Some of you are feeling vindicated emotionally. Taking relationship out of it, there's creative vindication because something is no longer sitting on the shelf. You're active again. You're in motion. You're in flight again. And you might not need a huge team around you, but you have it if you need it. Because this seems like you're going at it alone. You're going at something, taking a risk alone. Or maybe you feel like you're alone. You feel like you're alone through it. But you know what? That's the irony. We are all alone. Even when you're married for 40 years, you're alone and you have this life alone. You're born alone, you die alone. Your path is yours alone, regardless of who you add to it. So maybe it's just this feeling of you accomplishing what you thought was on hold forever is now being acquired. That's spectacular energy. I'm so grateful that you have joined me, Cap. I'm wishing you a beautiful July, and remember, the sky is limitless, so reach for the stars.